Today, the topic which we are going to discuss is on 25th May 2022. As we all know, the Pakistan is going through crisis, the biggest crisis that rose when Imran Khan tried to protest and the PMLN government tried to stop him. That created a lot of problems for not for the government as well, but as far as I am concerned, for Imran Khan as well, as Imran Khan is trying to make or build a political narrative that he is the most popular leader among all of the other parties and he is the only one who is against the current regime or the current governments which are working together as a team to resolve this Imran Khan issue, or we can call it to cut out Imran Khan from politics. As opposition is trying their level best, to some extent they may be right, to some extent they may be wrong. That is again debatable, but one of the crises that developed in this era is of main two reasons. One of the biggest reason that Imran Khan complained is that election commission is working with the government and they are trying their level best to shut down Imran Khan and to let other parties win and to support the other current parties which are in power. Imran Khan had his own reasons to believe that. One of the biggest reason is that he thinks that Pakistan will be going through crisis if this election commission doesn't change, because it can't be possible for him to fight this fair election if it is possible under this government or under this election commission. The PMLN government and the other PDM parties, they have their own narrative and they are saying that the government time tenure should be completed and then they will think of the election. Most probably because right now, again, it can be debatable, but they are not as popular as PTI. The reason behind that is they are not able to deliver anything in the last 3 4 months because of the previous government crisis. They claim that the previous government didn't left anything for them to work on. Again, it can be debatable. The Imran Khan says that I have left millions of dollars or lot of funds that I saved up till now, and we were going through crisis of COVID-19 and other crises like Russia and Ukraine war. And he said that if these crises didn't happen, then their government could have worked. The outcome would have been a lot different. Again, it can be debatable, but in COVID-19, I think so. In my point of view, the COVID has destroyed many countries and their economies, but Pakistan economy still was working. I don't know how. I wouldn't claim that it was the very best economy in the world, but still, we were able to survive in the harsh environment that was given to the world. The raw material was of very high prices. The fuel prices were really high because the reason behind that is after the COVID opened, the world started doing business, started doing trade. They were sort of shifting and moving. And first, when there is a stable economy, or you can say a stable business, people and if that business shuts down and if that opens, people are trying their level best to get into the market and get their business going. This is one of the biggest reasons that the shift between the economies were really high. The high point and the low point, both the points were so high that it cost many countries to the bankruptcy. Again, this can be debatable that Imran Khan couldn't perform as he should, but the reason behind that is Imran Khan didn't have the majority to perform all those actions. He faced a lot of problems with his team. Again, he tried his level best to win an election. He forgot about the consequences of making friends with those people who shouldn't be in politics or who are from previous parties, and they are again they joined the party to get their own benefits and they didn't get it from Imran Khan. That's why they left it. Again, there are PMLN narrative could be that Imran Khan couldn't deliver and they couldn't go back to the party and they couldn't go back to the people, so they changed their parties. It's a debatable topic, and we can say that elections, Imran Khan, after learning that there won't be any sort of, continuation of his government, he said that, okay, fine, we'll go for elections. And the PDM said that, no, we will not go to the elections right now because we have just came into the power and we had to take all those hard steps of increasing prices of petrol, increasing prices of dollar, increasing the overall prices in the market, and we won't take the blame for it because Imran Khan party didn't have the reason or resources, or they were not working as they should, and we had to increase those prices because of those reasons. Again, there are few topics which can be debatable, as the current government is saying that Imran Khan government has made huge losses to the country as well, and in the previous years we had to face those losses because of Imran Khan. These topics are debatable, but in my point of view, if the government has given, the current government has given, if had they had given a chance to Imran Khan, then the outcome had been a little bit different. If Imran Khan wasn't able to perform, then the outcome have been completely different. People were starting to get against Imran Khan in the previous governments. It is my point of view. Even PTI members are agreeing to that. If the regime change operation didn't had been occurred, then the outcome of PDM would have been lot stronger. They could have ended up with a very huge margin, and they could have and even ended up on, I believe, on leading this country as well. But after, in the middle of that, they just changed all the operations, and they just changed all the government, and PTI government was demolished, or you can say brought down by the opposition by voting and by a legal, obviously legal and political process. But that created a lot of problems for the opposition as well, because they didn't knew, as I've mentioned in my previous vlog, that they didn't knew what to do with the what Imran Khan was doing and how well he was informed. Again, this is a huge gap between the people and the government, that governments do not usually tell what they are planning to do and what are their future plans. And if this happened all in the last 70 or 75 years of independence, the reason behind that is the previous government do not want the current government to have the credit for it, and they do not start the projects, and the current government do not finish those projects. The reason behind that is because they don't want the previous government to take credit. Uh, it can be, again, it can be argued that why this happens. Again, it is the government's policy or the uh, party's policy to hand over this situation or hand to handle this situation. The Shabazz Sharif government is trying their level best to resolve those issues. As petrol prices are going up, we mostly see that as a Pakistani. Most of the people see that, wow, petrol prices are rising. It can be again debatable that it should be rise. As all over the world it's going down, Pakistan should go down. Obviously, Shahbaz Sharif government has their own reasons, but if we look at the dollar prices have been shrunk down from 240 to about it's today it's 214 rupees. So it's a huge success for Shahbaz Sharif government or PMLN government, but this is again very debatable topic because we are not moving on dollars, we are moving on petrol, and petrol is the major source of fuel for any Pakistani. And as we all know that Pakistan is a place where there are a lot of cars and there are a lot of bikes, and people are moving from one place to another, and it is highly likely that petrol prices rising petrol prices will develop another crisis, because there is no sort of check between the people and the government. And the government, any government, it is not that of PTI government but as well as of PMLN government, they are not able to make checks on people that how much they are charging and how much profit they are earning from it. I say that the profit should be reasonable and the government checks should be implemented. But the current crisis of this situation is not in the favor of PMLN, or you can call it PTI and other governments, because the reason behind it is that the government of Shehbaz Sharif is only in federal. It is only in federation. But in provinces, there are different governments, and every government is trying their level best to, every party is trying their level best to, enforce their own policies, either it is good for the state or not. Because they are trying their level best to tell the people that we are the best for the people, because if anything bad happens, we can just blame it on others. Example is that of current energy crisis. The chief government, again, it's debatable that he did a bad step or a good step, that from 9 p.m. the shops would be closed. But the PTI government said no, the shops won't be closed. They can open and the business can go on as long as they want, because the reason behind it is that people are trying to earn and we should let the people earn. In my point of view, it's a bad approach or it's a wrong approach, and PTI government shouldn't do that, because the reason behind that is if they are going through power crisis, that PTI government should help, because the reason behind that is, or the PMLN government should inform that how much crisis there is and how much time they are required. They are not sure of it, so the PTI government is again getting benefit out of it. It is a political situation in Pakistan, and everyone tries their level best to get the most benefit out of opposite party, and they tried maximum to shut down their policies and to shut down their agenda. If it is wrong or if it is right, again, it is up to you to decide. And this will create lot of problems for everyone, as power crisis going day by day up, and bills are going high as per day. This is the crisis which is going to cost the people a lot of money. And in my opinion, that elections should be conducted as soon as possible to resolve this issue. The opposition is not ready. The reason behind that is still they haven't delivered enough so that they can ask for people to vote for them. Imran Khan came out of the party, and he's obviously more popular because he says that he claims that he will sort of, have done a lot better if he had given the chance or if he had completed his tenure. Most of the people would agree with it, most of the people will not agree with it. It depends on the different people and different parties. But the reason behind that is people are trying their level best so that they can improve their lifestyle. Again, Imran Khan government is getting popular because of it, or it is just my opinion. On the election date of these 20 seats, I came outside of 15 seats or 20 seats. I came to Lahore and I visited all the places. PMLN was nowhere to be found. Most probably they were not having that much of political movement in them. PTI government was, again, it's my point of view or what I saw, that PTI government was more, more active in many ways, and the PMLN government was not active at that very moment, or they had their own plans. But still, it created a lot of problems for Pakistan, and this current government and this current system is not serving all the people, and or you can say the most of the people. The reason behind that is everything is unstable. If we look at the economy, we don't know if tomorrow the prices will raise or the prices will go down. We are sort of confused. Almost every Pakistani is. And this created another huge problem for the Pakistan as people are going through crisis, and let's hope that these crises will resolve soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think I can do or what I can provide you the information about Pakistan. Most of my content is for the other countries to know what Pakistan is thinking. I thank you all for watching. Allah.